Don't try to sneak into your room like that. I know what you've got behind your back. Records. More new records.
Okay, now we're on the main floor. There's a line here. Okay, these should be the press badges. Let's see. Hi there.
Hey, Michael.
There it is with my name spelled wrong.
I saw that too. Take it up with Gary.
It's okay. Jerry Coliano is future stereophile? What does that mean?
I don't know. I saw that too.
I don't think that's right.
Well,
that would be interesting. Okay, before we go into the room, we can see what's here. This is such a good idea to do. Hello there. Let's see what's going on here.
I could leave my old days behind. I never mind. There is nothing I couldn't do if I had you.
Audio equalizer, it's my equalizer. I built it.
Right, but it's meant for that.
Exactly. So I use the specific information from DS Audio, and they gave me permission to do that. They personally gave me information, and this is exactly how it's supposed to work. And also has MM and MC input.
So you can use a regular cartridge with it?
Yes, anyone.
Where is this made?
It's made in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay, close by.
So it's like around the corner, almost.
Yeah. And how much does this cost?
This is a cost $12,000.
Okay.
And has also balance output and RCA, of course.
Okay.
So,
Well, I've never heard of your company, so I'm glad I came here and now I know about it.
so
And
it's
you're
Alexus Audio
and you're close by in Brooklyn.
in
Okay.
Brooklyn, right? I am presenting here preamplifier, fully balanced from input to output, 6 input. It has one knob for everything.
Oh.
So one, what you see, you're changing volume,
All right.
you're changing balance,
Okay.
whatever. You're changing inputs,
Oh.
and also you can turn it off. On not off. It goes on standby.
Right. And that's tubes also.
Yeah, it's a tube. No, this is not a tube. It's
That's right.
fully
Solid state. Makes sense.
This is a dual mono. So it has 2 power supply, 2 separate amplification part, board, and the common only like a board with a bunch of resistors, also like a dual mono, which switch according to microprocessor in a different combination, and different combination gives you this number, and you have like volume.
Yeah. And how much does that cost?
This also 12,000.
12,000.
Yeah. And the last piece is a 300B. Let me make it a little more.
Right.
It's a 300B, single-ended 300B in parallel, 6922, 6N6P. It's a Russian military tube.
Yep.
And it has 15 watts per channel.
And it's it's stereo. 60
Yes.
what? 60?
It's
16.
15.
15,
Sorry,
yeah.
it's 15.
So for efficient speakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So physically, I can turn it off and remove one tube from right and one from left, and will be exactly the same amplifier, but 8 watts.
8,
only.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So what? But 15 watt, it sounds a little bit better.
Yeah.
This.
And this cost also 12,000.
No, it's 75.
How much?
7,500.
7,000. Oh,
Yes, 7,000. So I'm trying to make it.
$75,000.
No, 7,500. I wish.
$7,500.
Yes.
Okay, I want to get the price right.
Right. No, I could say whatever, but.
Of course, you can say. Some people do.
Yeah.
And they get,
My name is Alexus Audio.
that's your name.
Yeah, my name is this one,
Yes.
but it says Beige Audio, and the Beige Audio is it's right
hi,
here.
Mike.
You're Beige Audio.
Yeah. Hi, Mike.
Okay, and so he's
He's my partner.
and you're in the same business together.
Yes.
Do you fight a lot, or you guys are happy together?
Only without witnesses.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so many models. I don't
So you have
remember.
speakers, and you have amplifiers, and preamplifier, and phono. You have everything.
Yeah, and not only this, I have even more, but we only
More different models.
present
You brought
here.
enough for one show.
Yes,
Yeah. And so that's a very efficient speaker, so that
Yes,
amplifier
correct,
can drive
yeah.
it.
96
it's like
decibel.
Okay. Will you
Oh,
play?
right.
Will you play a record for me that I brought?
Yes. Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'd like to hear a record.
He said, I mean,
The man enjoying his own creations.
How it
Unfortunately, you woke up before I could shoot you.
That's
my favorite way of listening.
Your
I close my
instruments go
eyes.
all over the room.
You know?
Very dynamic, this thing. So, here we go.
Our amps that sound Black Pearl 300B just debuted. Our amps that sound preamp because we can't come up with a better name. With the phono stage incorporated. You have the Orlick Altair G 2.2. And then you have the Rhythm. I can never say their name correctly. He actually had it custom made for himself. So it's a 5-inch full range. And then he has 2 isobaric subs on each side per amp.
And so, what do the speakers cost?
11.5.
Where are they made?
India.
India. Oh, that's interesting. And where's the amp made?
Southern California. Orange County.
What does the amp cost?
18,000.
How much? 18,000 for the amp, and how much for the
Pre-used to
2,000. So for 20K, you got all your electronics.
Yes.
And then 11,000 for the speakers.
Yep. And then, as usual, Rune Nucleus going into the Altair.
Right.
room. And so what we're doing here is to actually energize. We're going to energize this room, send signal into it, and we're going to use the room actually as our reverb chamber. So this is what's happening here, and also we do this in surround and immersive. So that's why we have a cube of 8 microphones happening back there. So all the mics are way back there. And what's our next shot? Where is Skywalker? That's it.
Saturday at 1 p.m. I will be joining them at the Washington Theater. Okay, so this is Ron Bauman? Right.
Yes.
Ron Bauman wrote a piece in what magazine was it? Electronic.
Audio.
It was an audio. No, it wasn't an audio. It was in a.
Audio amateur.
That's right.
It was
About
audio plus
the
amateur.
dynamic
Right.
range of vinyl being wholly underrepresented because below the noise floor.
Exactly. Below the noise floor, our ears are perfectly capable of sifting out coherent information from noise. We've known this for a century or more.
That's how we separate out like 20 voices talking in the room. Is that related to that?
And the old guys that used to do Morse code, they could barely hear the Morse code signals coming through the noise, but they would be doing perfect copy with 30 dB minus 30 dB signal. In other words, the noise power was 1,000 times. They had no trouble hearing the tones because our ears are exquisitely capable of sifting things that it knows from things it doesn't care about. We're really good at sifting out crap.
That's how we
that's gonna
survive
come.
noise.
Exactly.
So the dynamic. So when people say, when I listen to our records, it sounds more dynamic than the numbers say. It's because it's really in the record, cut into the record, but it's not measured because they start measuring it above the noise.
I think it's an artificial metric. The way they define signal to noise is not the same thing as the way our ears would hear the signal to noise. So you're missing some. I'm not saying that we should be constantly listening with a bunch of random noise in there, but what I'm saying is that the dynamic range of the phono itself can be way more than it is now. And the way it's measured is arbitrarily low. I mean, people say the signal to noise based on what, 1 volt or some arbitrary number. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, vinyl has a lot of potential, and I don't think we've scratched the surface.
Don't ever
pun
use that word
intended.
"scratch the surface" to describe this.
No pun intended.
I think it's gotten much better over time. There's been tremendous advancements in playback and turntables and phono cartridges and everything. And we're still pulling stuff out of records that are in it that we don't even know it's in it. It's amazing. These are the Sikoras. They make good turntables.
He's heard both. He bought the Tomei and Tomei and Kinza, and he had it for like a month and a half. And then he brought his.
He's driving BMW just for the sake of it.
Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better.
They're trying to check us. We will be champions. So I bought my own lunch. You know, I really can't afford to pay for lunch downstairs.
Dave Radin brought the speakers he's made for sale, plus it's the Hi-Fi Club Room. I can answer any questions. Come in and enjoy.
I went to church last Sunday, and everything was all just fine, except when it came time to let us out. You know, the preacher, he kept preaching. He told us, I have one more thing to say. Children, before you think of leaving, you better think about the judgment day. Everyone got nervous, everyone was hungry too. Everyone was wondering what was the next thing he would do. He said, I'll remind you if I can.
Check these out. So these are made by Grandpa Joe, the woodworker, and then we send those to O'Neill in Canada, and he carved them for us.
Oh wow! And these are your headphone amplifier DACs?
Yep.
And you have a one sheet with all the prices and all.
In my head.
Very cool looking things.
Prices in my head.
So like, just tell me what the price of the average.
Yeah, so the unbalanced amp's around $240 for aluminum chassis.
Where's that? Is that here?
Yep. So these are aluminum chassis. So our unbalanced Archel 25XL, $240. Our balanced E2, $250 right here. And then our J2 DAC starts at $250 in aluminum, $299 with USB, which has DSD. And then our wood cases go up to $50 to $100 depending on which wood species you pick.
Oh, I love it. And you have the board stuffed for you?
No, we make everything in-house. So,
everything?
Yep, so we get a 12-foot extruded aluminum bar that's cut with a jig. And then that goes to our sandblaster. We sandblast in-house, goes powder coat in-house. The actual PCB board is circuitry by us, circuit board population by us. So we have 2 pick-and-place assembly lines.
Wow.
Goes through the pick-and-place, goes to the oven, goes through 2-stage ultrasonic cleaning process, goes to me. Everything's hand soldered. After that, it goes over to our assembly line, which is Rachel, my sister, and I, and we stuff all the boards in the cases ourselves.
I
and
love
then
this.
The
I never heard of
plexiglass-
your company before.
Yeah, and the plexiglass, we have 2 laser cutters, so we cut all our own plexiglass as well.
And so where do you sell online, or do you sell
Direct to consumer?
Direct to consumers.
Yep.
And your website is
GashelliLabs.com.
You say double E's, and now I can start talking. I'm not an audio design engineer. They're different things. Yeah. I work on power plants.
I go in there and I ask, what does that thing cost? And then they tell me they can't tell me because you yelled at him.
I did yell at him. I did. So here's the problem. Gino is an engineer, and he looks at the price of the components and does not consider shipping, CE testing.
Of course, parts cost means nothing.
Anything. So that's why I yelled at him, because we haven't really gotten that far yet.
So how long has this company been around?
We're on our 5th year.
50 year and you still haven't figured out how much things cost? That's a big problem.
Well, because he was trying to get this done in time for the show.
Okay.
So we left Tuesday. We drove up from Florida, and at about 2 a.m. Tuesday morning, he was still soldering the board and testing
So this is
it.
a brand new product.
I mean, this is like the first time the kids didn't even see the top of it.
I see.
So, yeah.
All right, so that's reasonable.
That's
An
what
approximate price, no.
We'd like to keep it under 2,000.
Under 2,000?
That's what we're shooting for.
And made here.
Yes, we
Made
make
in
everything
America.
here, but that's why we can do it for under 2,000.
All right,
It's
you
feeling.
make it 3 and you're still doing good.
We'll see. We'll have to see. I'm worried about the weight, honestly, and the shipping price.
Yeah.
So that's it sounds silly.
Oh, that's exciting.
But that's what drives.
So when do you think
prices.
you'll have this ready
We're shooting for. He's hoping for February, March. I'm thinking probably closer to spring.
Spring.
So we'll see.
And so how much power does it put out?
That is a Geo.
I forget.
I 50 or 100 watt. I
All
know
right, that's cool. I love things priced at that kind of price point. Seriously.
Well, we do it. We have our own PCB assembly lines. My daughter, who's running around here, she's the one that runs it. She's in college full time, and she works full time. And
great.
our son does the soldering. I don't know if you met Joe. He makes the cases. So, because we do things in house, design it, we don't outsource. We can price it a little bit differently.
Yeah,
than
no,
other
it's great.
people, and we're small. We don't have 5,000 boards that we have to order. Right.
So you get. In fact, you live in a tent. They literally don't have any overhead. They don't have.
We do. Our shop is next to the dump, so
yes.
we got that.
So now you're going to be at the Florida show.
Yes, we were there last year.
Hopefully by then you'll be closer to knowing how much it's going to cost.
I would hope so.
All right, this is the Jackson room. We have Bending Wave, high-end by Oz, Goble speakers, hi-fi stage, Raxler, and metronome voice. Tell me, what are we listening to in here?
Okay, so this year we have the Divin Marquee speakers from Oliver Goebel and the introduction of the new Divin Sovereign subwoofer, which is an 18-inch sub that he designed with all of the bending wave technology. It's an incredibly light, stiff 18-inch cone, very fast, 2600 watt amplifier. And one of the cool things that you can do from this is you can control it from your chair. It has a, dongle that sets up its own network. And then let's see if I can find this for you quickly. So there's a plug-in dongle that goes in the back that sets up its own network. And then from your chair, you can type in the password and whatever for the sub, and it brings up a DSP editor. So you've got all these different crossover points, high frequency crossover also. There's like 25 different ones that are programmed in there. Okay, 4 presets that you can make. So I have it set up for 30, 35, 40, and 45 hertz. These are the levels. Okay, you can also do EQ with it. And then it shows you what you've done.
Oh, so it reads it. That's what the program shows.
Right, and then I send it to the subwoofer, and it's done. And all of that can be done from an iPad or a tablet or.
So you can spend your whole life just getting that set up if you want to.
Well, it's actually pretty easy to do. You know, as you know, when you're setting up listening, it's easier to set something up from your chair than go back and forth and back and forth. So
that's great.
And then we're using. High-End by Oz has provided all the Thrax electronics from, I think it's from Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, yep.
Right, and then that's a metronome transport that we're using as a CD transport that's going into the DAC. The cables, most of it is Goebel power interconnects and speaker wire, and then we have a few of the Hemingway power cords as well.
Sounds very good in here right now.
I think it does.
Yeah, the bottom end's really good.
Yesterday was kind of a tough day, so I don't know if I might work on it a little bit more tonight.
What does that ensemble cost, approximately?
The whole system?
Yeah.
Oh, you can film the whole price. I'm only using one sub though. I think they have it. Well, that's each sub, but I think that total is for both subs. But we're only using one.
Okay. Pricey, but nice.
talking in terms of sound quality. Yeah, well, things really hear it. It's good.
Well, it should be for
That's the Kuzma 4-point sapphire arm. So we're at the outside of the Vac von Schweikert room. This is their usual room. They got the small room here. And they've got something new here to show me.
Michael, how you doing, everybody?
Kevin, what have you got new?
What we have here is the Master 300, the actual production unit. This is derived from the Statement 452s that Mike, you know pretty well.
Yes.
It uses the same electronic assemblies, and obviously a simpler chassis, and with a different setup in terms of the magnetics. And it delivers either 160 watts per channel in stereo or about 320 in mono. Oh. It's natively a fully balanced amplifier, but does have conversions to allow a single input to come into it. And so basically, it's very much like a Statement 452 that's maybe a dB less maximum output capable, and a little bit more than half the price, which makes it, I think, a really lovely
So what does it cost?
I'm finishing out with the bill of material right now. There's a lot of price changes on materials coming into us now. Yeah. That's going to be somewhere in the range between 40 and 44 per unit.
So you can buy it for 44K in stereo, and then you can buy a second one and it straps.
Come around the backside. Let me show you exactly how this is done. There are...
Someone says to me, come around to the backside. I usually say, no, but okay.
Inside the dark side, at least.
Okay.
There are 3 switches here which configure different parts of the circuit to be what they would be if it were only a mono amplifier, or rewire it to be able to be if it were only a stereo amplifier. And so it's a non-compromise approach to allowing it to be flexible in that sense. As you say, you can buy one stereo today and then mono a year later if you want to, or you can buy 2 monos today and decide to go biamp with them later. You have a lot of freedom with this.
I see. So if it's mono, it's this, and if it's stereo, it's
left and right.
That's smart.
And of course, the balanced single-ended unit.
Yep.
Balanced is the native mode, and therefore I would encourage the better mode to use. But it sounds pretty good single-ended too.
Great. Okay.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it, Mike.
That's a good story to stick to.
Peek in the top here.
If I touch these, will I get burnt?
The 88s you might. I would just do that. But these are fair game.
Okay, so what do you got here?
All right. First things first. It's us, and also, of course, magnet cables.
Right.
Records right there.
I still have a bunch from the old days.
Do you really?
Oh yeah. Ooh.
I still repair them if they ever go bad.
Okay.
All right. So we have a real mishmash this year. On the Odyssey, the only thing that I'm showing on my stuff on the Odyssey itself would be the speakers. So these are the liquids, 2.5 way.
This is your speaker?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, so 2.5 way beryllium scan speak. So revelators. These suckers are about 160 pounds, believe it or not. They are retailing $5,900 a pair.
How much?
$5,900 a pair.
That's a bargain in this world.
Hi, I'm Klaus. Who are you?
I know.
So
it costs you more to ship it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a different story. So let's go from the top. Acoustic signature.
Yeah, great turntables.
Okay, this is a Typhoon.
Yep.
We're running instead of a TA5000, we're teaming up with Bob. So that's Bob Graham's
Elite.
Yeah, his what is it?
It's the Elite. It's the Elite. Yeah.
It's the Elite. Yes.
Not everybody gets to have this because it's Elite, but you got one, so you're lucky.
Actually, it's Bob's own.
And you have a umami on there.
Yeah, because we had 3 other cartridges, and we couldn't tame it. So the umami is actually very good for the money.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's great. I reviewed it.
Phonostage is the Symphonic Line reference 2-piece unit.
Okay.
Right here, those 2.
And what does that sell for?
Power supply, 20 plus.
20K.
Yeah, 20, 25.
Okay.
Depending, so then...
depending on how much you want to charge them on that day, or just depending on something else?
Depending on different power supplies.
Okay.
Then we have the Erleuchtung, Symphonikleine Erleuchtung preamp. So that's a new one that's just coming out. It's only number 2. Synergistic has the other one.
And how much does that cost?
Starting probably around 10.
Okay.
You know, forget about the CD player because we just a loaner.
Esoteric. Okay.
Always got busted. And then, of course, we have the Symphonikleine Craft amplifier, which you still know from way back, from 35 years ago.
From way back.
Or acoustics. So we are primarily known for making granite-based loudspeakers, but the benefit of using quartz is that we can integrate into more lifestyle-friendly systems. So today we have the gray, which reminds me a lot of the Nardo gray from like a BMW M series. It's taupey, a little bit of gold, a little bit of earthiness, and some black, so it fits into a variety of different environments. And then tomorrow I have a world premiere for you for something different.
What is it?
Hidden. And we'll go ahead and reveal that tomorrow at 9 a.m.
So what do those speakers cost?
$37,000 US for a pair.
Okay. Talk about it. So this is a brand new speaker that you're introducing here?
Yes, absolutely.
From Chroma?
So this is the Stellar Extreme. It was shown for the first time as a prototype at the Munich high-end. It's 34,200.
There are two models?
So this is the Electra. The Electra has been the flagship speaker. Now we have the Turandot. The Electra is 120,000. Hiccuphone, dome tweeter, and the Creon material that is Chroma famous for. You are a Wilson, I believe a Wilson speaker listener. So remember how Wilson has the X material,
right?
And it's super stiff. Well, this is Chroma's equivalent of that. It's a real mineral stone composite with about 40% real marble in it. And the material is called Creon by Porcelanosa. They make it in Spain. This one here is the new model. This is the Stellar Extreme, and the Stellar Extreme has the AMT, the purified drivers.
Right.
Yeah, and then you have here the bass, so they're all 6.5-inch drivers. Goes remarkably low in the frequency response.
Is it a sealed box or ported?
It's ported, and if you go behind, but this is luthier grade wood. It's cedar and acacia wood, yeah, and so they work very, very carefully, tuning the speaker with least amount of metal in it, so they don't use screws. Obviously, the binding posts have to be metal.
Yes,
the driver has to be metal, and the and the crossover, but there are no screws. Yeah, so they're using plastic screws. They don't use metal screws. And the designer, Javier Millán, he believes that that every little detail matters.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with him.
So they're using for the feet, for example, panzer wood, and they are on 3 points. Yeah. So you have here. I can show you this quickly. On dogs here. This is the foot.
Oh.
Yeah. It's resting on. And the qualities of Chroma can be best described a little bit like an electrostat speaker. They're very, very, very see-through listening.
Yeah, well, that tweeter will give you a lot of... The trick is to get that tweeter to match with everything else because it's so fast.
Correct. And we are lucky that they were representing... Let me see quickly. Oh, that has to be in the center. There's 3 holes here. We're lucky that we are representing 2 lines that get this right. There is Think Team over there, which is also working with the AMT, and the new Extreme series just does it also here with the Air Motion, yeah, by Mundorf. Right. So they're using only the best of the best. But as you're right. The challenge is to make this seamless, as seamless as possible.
All right. So now we have the Linkwitz audio speakers, which I heard in Mr. Linkwitz's house a few years ago. And if you go to my previous endeavors website, you can see an interview with Siegfried What does this ensemble cost?
The ensemble, that means everything from downstream. The analog signal is the crossover 5-channel power amplification, the speakers with the cables, is a 22,000 euro system in Panzerholz tops and a 22,000 system in conventional tops.
All right.
It includes everything downstream is plug and play. So you just add your source like vinyl preamp or DAC or whatever, and are ready to play. It comes in a crate about this size, 120 kilograms.
Right.
We ship it directly from Germany to your doorstep. You open the thing, put the things out, connect them, and are ready to go.
And you're done. And then your DSP that takes care of the room.
No, it's no DSP. It's all analog, because we know that many people do not want to have the ADDA conversion.
Oh.
So we do everything only analog in here. We have the benefits of DSP when it comes to flexibility, but when it comes to have analog signal contained throughout the chain, we only go with ASP, the traditional way that Siegfried did it. It's fully analog here, and we compensating the component tolerances by choosing only 0.1% resistors, 1% capacitors, and that makes the measured output curve one on top of the other, so you cannot even distinguish. It's a precision ASP that we call it, that's in there, and with this one we get a channel coherence, inter-channel coherence that measures way up of 90% in the ICC 10 values.
Okay, where in Germany is it manufactured?
It's manufactured in Germany.
Where?
In Stuttgart. It's an area where we have a lot of automotive industry.
I've been there, yeah.
Yeah, and all the supporting industry around is also happy to manufacture speakers.
They're happy to manufacture anything with electric cars coming. All these guys that were doing engine blocks and things, they don't have work anymore.
But Bosch also does all the electronics around it.
Yeah.
And so we have all this delivery industry around us, which gives us access to a lot of manufacturing tools, techniques, and so on. And we can, with this, we can just provide these nice guys.
Turntable TT10.
Everything is machined. This is a one-piece aluminum machine and balanced. We have a synchronous motor which is decoupled from the plinth. The motor is a very low torque. Because of that, we have very low noise. And ceramic bearing. The arm is as well machined.
This is your arm.
Yeah,
your arm.
It is everything except the motor.
Okay.
And the cable. Yeah. And you can adjust everything basically, DTA, azimuth.
It's a unit there.
Yes.
And the platter is aluminum.
It's a polycarbonate. Aluminum tends to resonate, so
this is polycarbonate, and the platter is aluminum. And what is the surface of the platter? What's under the record?
It's a compressed.
You got a cork mat. Okay. Okay, good.
And now we're starting to see.
Okay, thank you.
Really?
You did great.
Okay, make sure you have something. Oh, second.
Does I settle into my mind? Now we're blaming you. Actually settled into my mind. Things were said and now we're done. Things were said and now we're through.
Oh, it's a brand new speaker from NOLA.
Yeah, NOLA. That name, that pesky name.
It's the NOLA Baby Grand Reference Gold.
Gold 3.
3. Was there a 2 and a 1 before this?
Yes, this is the
That's good. That's
latest
reassuring.
version, yeah.
Uniquely, it has a lot of exotic features. All Alnico magnets in the base and mid-range drivers. Massive super Alnico magnets in the mid-ranges. True, pure ribbon tweeters that we designed. So you got capability between 20 hertz and 100,000 hertz on the top end. And we find that makes a difference. Isolated, it comes with its own ball bearing isolation system, which isolates it from a lot of the room problems. They're rather efficient at 91 dB, 8 ohms, so they're amplifier friendly with any kind of quality amplifier to drive them. And the retail price is $150,000 a pair.
Okay. These are great cartridges, I will say.
Get that coffee out of there.
Hey, man.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Everything good with you? Let's see. Analog.
My favorite cartridge. I'm so sorry.
Is it the Analog Relax 1000 or the 500? 1000. Great cartridge. Yeah, fantastic cartridge.
Hey, Mike.
This is your room.
Yeah, with Orion Audio, the House of Stereo Orion Audio room.
Right.
So what we brought this year is Phasmation, which you're familiar with.
Yes.
The cartridge manufacturer. Well, they're a much bigger manufacturer than you realize because they have amplifiers, an amazing phono stage, preamplifier. They even make a deck, though we don't have it in country yet. It's a 25 watt per channel set amp. This is the MA2000, retailing around 50 for the pair.
Okay.
And they've got a 3-box preamp section, and then their dual mono phono stages. This is the EA550 phono stage.
Yes, I think I saw that in Seattle for the first time.
Yep.
What does that phono stage cost?
I believe this is the power and switching, and this is the actual input boxes. 50,000, 51,000.
Okay. All right. And so, what does this whole system cost?
Whole system, we're gonna say probably about 250.
And those are those like Heil?
Yeah. So these are modified Heil drivers that go down. So Mike Kalelis is the engineer. This is what Harry Weisfeld has at home, but this is the 120 hertz up to 30 kilohertz Heil driver. It's done an array of 12, and then each of these boxes has 2 10-inch woofers. Now what's special about this system is that Trinov box back there behind the power conditioner. So he can do DSP and room correction on this. So really, it's amazing technology.
Now, when you play a record, does it get digitized before you hear it, or no?
Let me defer to the expert on that. Hey, Mike, can you? So, Mike Kalelis, Orion.
How are you?
Hi, Mike.
Nice to see you again.
Good to see you. So, when you play a record, does it get digitized to get to the output?
It does. The system can accept a digital input directly or analog, and it does. So we use digital crossover, so the signal's fully digitized. We use a Trinov ST2 processor, so that does the crossovers. It does time domain.
What's the resolution of the digitization? 9624?
It's 9624 and 192.
Okay.
So it's quite good, and so it doesn't get digitized. All the corrections done, and then it goes to the into analog stages and out to the amplification.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, a lot of records here, and I'm just going to have to walk through. I want to buy records. I really do want to buy records, but I have to keep moving. I can't. If I do this, I'll never get to the show. There's a lot of records here.
We're wandering around.
And there's a lot of great classical records for nothing. You could put together a classical music collection for a couple $100. You really could. It's insane.
Well, if you want to blow some money, that's a good place to do it right there.
Who are the costly records? Costly for us. What are the prices like here? Are they good?
They seem to be pretty good.
Like, what's the average record on this wall costing?
It's so dark, I'm having trouble making these out.
The lighting's bad.
It is.
If you don't have a flashlight, you don't know what you're buying. That looks good.
I'm finding some solid jazz.
Yeah.
Like this Japanese pressing, Montgomery Brothers, looks very clean.
Some of those are good.
Happy to spend 25 bucks on this.
Never been sort of private recordings.
You know, if I just wanted to look at records, I was either almost do any work. I'll get a little bit of it.
I gotta be with you there, my friend.
I'm going to show this year with Doug White, the voice that is. He's our dealer outside Philadelphia in territories around here. He's the brand ambassador for Tidal Audio from Germany, not to be confused with Tidal Music.
Right, of course.
There's always that confusion. The other thing that's confusing is our room is, these suites are named after presidents. So this is the Wilson room, but it's not Wilson.
You always have the Wilson room.
Yeah,
I know.
So he does that. So these are the new Tidal Piano Generation 3, 2.5 way.
What do those cost? You know?
I believe they're $64,000 a pair, and they're being fed. Well, source. We'll start with the source. It's the Tidal Contras Streamer DAC unit.
Who is that?
Tidal Contras.
It's Titles. Okay.
Yeah.
Streamer DAC and
together into one unit.
Right.
It has optional volume, but we're not doing that. We're having that bypassed. So this is feeding into a Vinnie Rossi Brahma stereo preamplifier, and it's running 300B triodes, but it also has a mode to run solid state, adjustable gain. I don't know if you can get this full function remote, all custom designed for it, where you could have full control over different parameters, memory inputs for different settings, like of gain and triode per input.
It's absolutely beautiful. What does that cost?
This is $34,000.
Okay.
And then the power amps, these are stereo power amps. We're just running one per channel to show two of them, but really they're stereo. These are $34,000 a piece. It's 300 watts MOSFET, Class AB, into 8 ohm, and 600 into 4 ohm. And
so it's a stereo amp that you're just running one channel of.
Yeah, one's running idle.
Right, and then
It's essentially just one power supply, one channel running one speaker.
Do you make a monoblock version of it?
Not yet. That's something to follow. Absolutely.
And how much are those?
$34,000. Okay. Same as the preamplifier, and then over here is the stereo integrated. Basically taking much of what you see in the preamp, adding a 200 watt per channel output stage, and it same form factor, same remote control.
It's just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. It's something that we announced. It was last fall. And things got delayed. Everybody's talking about shortages.
Supply chain.
Yeah, which no one wants to hear about anymore. I don't either. But it's slowed it down. But we're at the point now where we have parts. We've been, as of last August, supplying our dealers and distributors. We're here. We were at AXPONA with this unit only, not the separates.
And where are you located? You're in Long Island, or you're in
Massachusetts? I'm in Worcester.
Oh.
Worcester.
I've been there many times.
Yeah, okay.
I used to do radio commercials for a clothing store there.
Okay.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
Remember the 70s?
No.
You're too young.
I was born in the 70s, but I'm too young to remember things. The old printers building in Worcester, it's about a 100-year-old building, and they have the 90.5 jazz station downstairs. I'm on the fourth floor.
How long have you been there?
Just started there in 2021.
Where were you before?
Hudson, Mass, manufacturing out of. So I've been in Mass for a while.
Okay.
Earlier days with Red Wine Audio was Connecticut.
That's right.
Yeah. So
you've
New England.
Giving up the alcohol, and see what happens. You give up the alcohol, and you go for some really beautiful things.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Vinny.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael.
This is a good example of good timing.
Neo in here? This
Montana Neo?
Yeah. I got one at home right now. It's great.
Oh, you do?
Great
Yeah. TA 7000?
Right.
Is that the arm that you're using?
Right now I've got a Kuzma Sapphire on it.
This is the Lyra Etna?
Yeah.
All around.
Fantastic.
Just as good as it gets. Really beautiful.
You get a pair of the smaller
Estalon XP Diamonds. Entry-level solution gear. We're using the Acoustic Signature Phono Stage, the Berkeley Reference 3 DAC. We're running Rune server on the digital side, and of course all synergistic research, cabling, power conditioning, and power cores, as well as room acoustics.
So what does this system sell for?
$400,000 probably. Speakers are 55, electronics are 60 or 70, tables 40, 45, 50. I mean it adds up, but
yeah,
for a room this size and the sound that you're getting out of these speakers is amazing.
There's nothing new here, but we've seen this all before, but let's just give it a quick run by. Got the Kronos turntable, the Mommy, they've got Esoteric, VAC, preamp, Statement, Phono preamp. Good to review this at some point. At some point I'll review this. And these speakers were here in Seattle. The Ultra 7s. VPI room, and we're going to take a walk.
You want to start over here?
Yeah, let's start with the budget price stuff.
Okay.
We're going to go through the whole VPI line because they're in New Jersey and I'm in New Jersey. Okay.
This is a VPI player. It's got the built-in headphone amplifier. It also has obviously RC outs on the back.
Right.
Built-in stage. This here.
What does this cost?
These guys are, so we get show prices here.
Well, I just want to know what they sell. So that's
regularly it's $2,200, but for this holiday flyer is $1,600.
Okay, so but I'm talking. People are not going to be at the show; they're going to watch this. So this is $2,200. Correct. Built-in headphone jack and a phono preamp built in.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Over here is the Cliffwood. VPI Cliffwood. This is basically a player, but without the built-in headphone amplifier and phono stage.
And how much is this?
That's just like a bass turntable. That's $1,500.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Same thing as this. This is just a player in black.
Okay.
And this is kind of a special table. This is kind of like a one-off. We're calling this a Cliffwood Plus because it has a bigger Scout platter on it.
Okay.
Scout VTA and Scout 12.
Oh, okay. That's how much?
I think that's $4,200.
Okay.
Then over here, you get into these. Oh, here we go.
Different color.
Right. The Traveler in blue. Fantastic.
And what does that cost?
I think we were selling these for like $1,200.
Okay, that's good. You get your phono preamp here.
Yeah. The Voyager was, I believe, around $2,500. ADS is $1,265.
$1,265.
Analog drive system.
Right.
This is the Prime 21 with the new Delrin CNC tone arm. This is not 3D printed.
Okay, that's
we could achieve higher precision with CNC
Yes,
machining than you can with obviously something 3D printed.
Yes.
This is a new Delrin tone arm, and pretty much everything else is the same.
And what does this cost?
This guy is the pricing for this one is the Prime 20 is $5,500.
Okay.
So this is it in black. This is it with the walnut in the box.
A little extra.
Yes. This is the new Scout 21, also with the Delrin CNC, but it's a 9-inch toner.
Okay.
Okay. It's very similar to the previous one, but with the new tone arm. We still have the metal tone arms available if people want them.
Right.
But we do have this one. If you were to buy this by itself, it would be much more.
What does this cost?
The new Scout is $3,300.
Okay. Over here.
Now this is a Super Scout. I actually make the Scouts and the Super Scouts. And this has classic platter, VTA on the fly, new 10-inch tone arm metal. And you can get this guy, I think, for $4,600.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, but the cool thing about this is, it's the same footprint as the Scout, so it fits everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I can make this in black, white, graphite gray, or that color walnut.
Right. Now
I make the front seat. This guy is currently $9,000, but there's a ridiculous sale going on this right now. You can get it for $6,250.
Just here or any place?
No, this sale's going on for the whole month.
Not just here, but wherever you buy it.
Anyway, yeah.
$6,250.
Yeah, but if you want to bring it home, it might even be able to fit more. But anyway,
right.
But this gives you the super heavy duty stainless steel motor.
Right.
Okay, and then obviously you got the sandwich flint, and this is just a really solid piece.
And this is also a Delrin.
And you get the fat. No, you get the fat boy with it.
Oh.
That's why it's $9,000 because you get the fat boy with it. But look at the ridiculous sale they're doing. But anyway, all right. So this is the classic. We got the motor built in again.
Right.
Just people want that, rectangular classic look sometimes. Also comes with a fat boy, VTA on the fly. And everything's built in one piece.
What does that cost?
This whole top plate, this is solid metal.
Right.
This whole top plate is metal. Okay. This is regularly $22,000. On sale this month for $15,000.
It's a good month to buy a VGI turntable.
Okay. So look around in the back too. This has our new RCA junction box. This is a brand new design.
Oh.
Where look, you can plug in any tone arm you want. We don't have that wire. Remember we used to have the older one has the wire going through?
Yep.
That guy's just got, Dan, you got the limo connector right there.
Great.
Yeah.
Much more elegant look.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You got it.
You are Thomas or Colin?
My name's Tom, yeah.
And you make these things?
Yeah, I make these things, yeah.
You get all the parts in and you put them together?
Yeah, everything's made in USA. We get all of our metal from Lakewood, New Jersey. We get all of our wood products from Pennsylvania, MDF and wood products from Pennsylvania. And we got like a lot of stuff on display here. It's great. It's great. I've been with the company a little over a year now, and it's been a great experience.
Great. Thank you so much.
And I love coming to these shows too.
I'm sure. Okay, thanks.